get involved with the placing of flags on the holidays required, the flags on the cemeteries. As I mentioned before, May 25th, it's a Monday, it's going to be Memorial Day. We're asking those who wish to volunteer to meet us on Friday before Memorial Day here at the atrium at the museum. We'll meet, distribute flags. We have 3 cemeteries here in the city. We want to go out and distribute those flags on the graves of the veterans. The following Tuesday, we will be collecting the flags. So if you want to volunteer to come back and help us collect flags, that's good too. In closing, I want to thank everybody for coming today. We really appreciate you showing up. We were told it was going to rain all day, and I'm standing here looking at sunshine because you're out there enjoying the day. I especially want to thank the Museum Commission, the people who work with me. I want to thank the commissioners, the Friends of the Veterans Museum, volunteers. People wearing blue, walking around wearing blue shirts like mine. All volunteers help out the museum. And they help us to maintain our museum of honor for our Taylor residents. But thank you.
Thank you, Jack. At this time, I would like to introduce to you special guests, 2 special guests. Paula Love, Captain Chris. Paula Love, Holly's mother. Chris served in the unit as the officer that was partially in charge of the unit that she was in when she got killed. So at this time, I would like to have both of them come forward and say a few words if they would like.
Good morning. I would like to thank you for inviting me here today. I'm honored to be here for this special occasion, Armed Forces Day. This day when the City of Taylor takes the time to honor our veterans, past and present. I would also like to say that in finishing what you had started, I received a call from my daughter, and it was December of 2013. She was also at Fort Hood with the 4th Infantry Division, and she was very excited to tell me that they had captured Saddam Hussein. So I thought that was pretty ironic that you were at Fort.
It was a proud day for me.
This is a time to thank the veterans for your freedom, your liberty, and your life as you know it today. For Holly, being a soldier was of the highest honor. She took it very seriously, although with a smile, and she was a very proud soldier. As a mother of a fallen soldier, I'm happy that she at least got to fulfill one of her dreams, and that was to be a soldier. And at the same time, she also got to meet one of her goals, and that was to help people. And I don't know if she ever actually realized the extent that she did get to help people. I know she had fun in Iraq because that was Holly. She was all about fun. And every picture that I've ever seen, she's smiling, she's laughing, and I've seen a lot of duct tape. I can't imagine all the fun they had with the duct tape, but I've seen a lot of the duct tape pictures. Unfortunately, not all of our soldiers get to come home. It was 11 years ago today that I stood in front of you and told you about my hero, my daughter. Sometimes it seems like a lifetime ago, and other times it seems very raw, like it was just maybe a few weeks ago. One of the things that I've learned, though, is that I am very blessed because I had 19 years, and I have 19 years of awesome memories. I also told you 11 years ago that one of my biggest fears was that she would be forgotten. And it is because of the city of Taylor and the state of Michigan and all the organizations that continue to honor her even today that I know she will never be forgotten. And I really thank you for that. I'm disappointed about having to move the memorial from in front of the City Hall because it was being vandalized. I can't imagine why someone would vandalize a memorial that was erected for a fallen soldier, someone who died serving our country. However, I do think that Holly is honored to have the memorial in the Veterans Garden, with all her military sisters and brothers who served before her. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Fiore Enterprises, Downriver Stone Design, Mayor Rick Solers, Councilman Tim Woolley, Mr. Abe Jones, Chris, Evelyn, and the other members of Holly's unit, Wayne Buck, and all others who contributed to the funds. And Chris also started a GoFundMe on Facebook, and that's how some of the money was raised by a lot of the people that Holly served with. And also, I would like to thank Chris for driving 7 hours down here with his son to be with us today. I don't know if he'll ever realize how much it means to me. Thank you very much.
I'm Chris Eagling, and there is no snow in the UP anymore, but Monday, a new week, so we'll see what happens then. This started for me, I think it was Paula had sent out the newspaper article that showed Jack next to the monument asking for help in fixing it and relocating it. And to Paula's point of never forgetting the outpouring of, I'll call them demands, from my fellow family members and members of the 4th Battalion, and 1st Battalion, 22nd Infantry, that I kind of had to put some leashes on people because there were some folks that were going to fly in and move it themselves that day. It was kind of cool to see, and it was definitely a pleasure when Karen Myers reached out to me and said, LT, you need to do something. Do something. So I set up a GoFundMe site. That site was eventually taken over by the wife of a 2-star general from Korea who said, Chris, this is my problem now. We'll get you the money, don't worry. And $1,100 later, I sent a check to Jack, combined with Abe's own personal donation. And not only are we moving the monument, but we're going to spiff the place up a little bit, add some stuff out there. And that's tremendous. That's awesome. I want to take a second also to speak about sacrifice and about responsibility. Veterans Day is very important to me. I am a veteran. I've got 264 Facebook friends, and each and every one of them know what it is to put the uniform on. And there's a responsibility there between us. There's a responsibility to support each other in the military and after, look after each other, take care of families. And most importantly, when you do deploy downrange and you do go to combat, it's not a desire to serve the flag. It's not a desire to engage in violence. You're fighting that war for the folks to your right and the folks to your left. And that's always the sense I got from Holly. I was a support platoon leader for the battalion, and Holly, being the hard-charging soldier that she was, always raised her hand when I said, hey, I need a gunner. And you have an overwhelming sense of safety when that little fire breather was in the rear Humvee manning a 50 cal. And she was looking for somebody who wanted to hurt her people. And she was going to take care of that business. So I can't say enough about Holly. And that was her responsibility. That was her saying, LT, I'm responsible to you and I'm responsible to the people around me to make sure we all go home. Now for sacrifice. Sacrifice belongs to the folks that stay here. You know, it was explained to me by my uncle. He went to Vietnam not once, not twice, but 3 times. Apparently the food was good, I'm not sure. But he told me that, Chris, you're going to war. And I want you to forget something. Don't forget the moms, the dads, the husbands, wives, brothers and sisters that are loaning you their most precious commodity, their loved one. Chris, not everybody comes home, but you are responsible to do your damnedest to bring them all back. And the gravity of that kind of hit me like a sledgehammer, because you're going somewhere where people want to kill you. And I keep that in my heart today, and Paul and I have had this conversation before, and I still feel in my heart that I thank you for your sacrifice. You carry the price of freedom every day. And I've also told you this before, that I am